Now how's that? 24.5 pounds of beautiful Willow Park fully scoured. This is why you come to Willow Park. There are so many of these in here between sort of 20, 27 pound. The biggest one of these fullies tops out, I think, just 31 pounds now, called the Princess, which I have met in the past and which most people do want to meet. But there you go, first fish of the night, small tail, fully scoured, 24.5. Don't get much better than that. Time he went home. Cheers. Right, and there we are. No harm done. A beautiful, beautiful, if he pulls his nose out of the way thing, there we are. Back you go, darling. Let's get that rod back out. Good morning, and you joined me on a troubleshooter feature with Total Carp down on the amazingly lovely Willow Park Fishery in Hampshire. Now, I've fished here a lot, but the lake was a lot bigger then. That road you can hear in the background wasn't even there then. Okay, so I've been here lots and lots and lots. So I've fished it loads. Now, just a few tips that might help you when you come here for your trip. First of all, on arrival, you haven't got to plumb the swims and mess around. First of all, if you can get yourself on fish, for me, it's always singles. Yellow, white, red, whatever your favourite fluoro, or match the hatch if you're doing singles with brown boilies. Flick them at the fish. You can always top up bait later and explore the swim later. So the first choice for me on arrival would be, there's a few fish in an area, let's get some hook baits out there first. Secondly, solid bags. Solid bags catch a huge amount of carp from Willow Park. Loads and loads of my friends, that is their get go when they get here, is either the single I've just mentioned or a little solid bag, pump a little bit of oil into it to give you a bit of a slick, you know, think what's going on out there, and it's just a one cast. You know, there's a little bit of weed in the lake at times. That bag is presented, isn't it? They open up like a flower, they'll squash the weed around it. So many fish come out of here on a solid bag system. And again, it's, you know, most of the year, if it's crowded, you've got 2 rods. So bosh, it's not a lot of disturbance. If, like at the moment where we are, it's quite quiet, 3 rods you can use. So then it's bosh, obviously. But solid bags or singles, the margins. Now, it can be a busy day ticket water, which is good because it moves the fish around a lot. They cover the whole lake in a day. Steve, behind where you are now, is on the troubleshooter feature with us. There's a margin to his left. There's no one in Peg 7 in the little bay, so we can use that margin. He hadn't used it. So as soon as I got it, it was like, oh my God, put one in the margin over there. Little solid bag, he clipped it first of all with a light lead, put a solid bag on, hit the clip by the trees. Within an area there, the 21 and a 17, 18 pounder, which we didn't weigh. But don't ignore the margins. Just because it's busy, they're not all out in that middle. They come right through under your feet a lot of the time. I've had so many fish from Willow Park, an underarm flick when the lake's busy. So again, but you haven't got to feed it again, solid bag, a little single, even with a mesh bag on, flick it down the edge, nothing to lose. Next one is zigs. This is one of the best zig waters. I fish up at Linear a fair bit, good zig venue. This mimics that. 2 to 3 foot, black foam out here, incredible. Now do remember though, it is a barbless venue, so that applies to your bags, obviously, and your pop-up rigs. But on the zigs, you just got to play them a bit more gently, keep tension on your line. You want that lead bouncing around. But this is an amazing zig venue. I've had one of the biggest fish in the lake on a zig, the Princess, which again was with a Total Carp feature. So do not ignore zigs on here. If they're showing again in an area that there's no lines when you get here, a light lead with a 2.5 to 3.5 foot zig, because there is some shallow water out in the middle, will get you a result usually on the day. So how do you get to fish at Willow Park? Well, it's on something called the Go Catch app now. So you go online, install their app, you book the area you want to fish on the lake. The pegs, they're numbered, So if you're not familiar with the lake, you can always phone the bailiffs in the shop. They've got a tackle shop on site, a cafe on site. There's facilities on site like toilets. So it's a great place. It's all here if you want to do a few nights. Okay, you ain't got to do the local takeaways deliver to the gate. Okay, there's a little flap on the gate, as I found out. They poke it through there. So it's a great fishery. So onto the Go Catch app. You book your peg, but if you have booked a peg, now I'm in peg 9. The guys that we're working with are in 8 and 10 to make it easier for our work, what we're doing here. If the fish was on my own and the fish started showing in the peg opposite, which I'm not familiar with the number, but it's called the pig pen, they were showing there and that swim isn't booked, you can always go on the Go Catch app or phone the shop. They will then change your swim to that one. You load your barra and you move around the lake. So you're not glued to a peg if the lake isn't busy. But if it is busy, the fish move around all the time. And I think sometimes on a day ticket venue, it pays for it to be a little bit busy because they can tend to move off you. So the lake is famous, as you know, for fully scaled fish. I had a lovely one last night, just under 25 pounds. Amazing. So hopefully the tips we've spoke to you about, get yourself booked in, come to Willow Park, catch some of them amazing looking carp, enjoy yourself. I hope these have helped. Thank you.